what it looks like if you decided to make the crochet kitchen towel topper out of your Tunisian knit stitch. And again, this is the Life is a Hoot kitchen towel topper. For this Tunisian crochet project, I'm breaking out my new Tunisian crochet hook set. And if you like the set that I have, which includes the bag, I have the affiliate link below. But I just love this because it's large to fit my Tunisian crochet hooks. And also I have a complete set. So now I used to only have one Tunisian crochet hook, but now I have the complete set. And for this project I'm using the largest hook size, which is the 8mm crochet hook. So you can use any size that you want with the yarn that you want to use. But on video tutorial I'm using the 8mm, and you can see how I have my handy dandy pencil grip. Now it took a little bit of work to get this pencil grip on, so I just kind of had to twist it like this to move it onto the hook. So I just kind of twist it until I get it to the end of the hook. And then it just helps to cushion your thumb so your thumb's not against the metal. And I love the way it fits the project perfectly, and I'm able to hold my thumb on the pencil grip, which helps cushion my thumb. So again, for this crochet project I chose my 8mm hook. Now what's nice about this set, it comes with other things in it too. So here, I haven't used these yet, but it comes with the plastic tapestry needles or darning needles, also some stitch markers, and also a stitch counter. So it's not very expensive, but it's useful, it works. So you just move the dials on here to help keep track of your stitches. And to be honest, I'm not sure what these are. So this comes in here, and if ever I see someone use these or someone comments about what they are, I'll know what to use these for, but I'll have them in here. So it comes with these things as well. And that's just in this compartment. So there's another compartment too, and you can see how you could fit more. There's hooks that you can put in here. So if you have your regular crochet hooks, it looks like they will fit into these containers. So you can fit smaller crochet hooks in here, or larger ones if you have another set of Tunisian crochet hooks that you have. And then in the other compartment, let's see. In this other compartment you have a crochet hook gauge to see what size your crochet hook is, also a little ruler on both sides, and you have a pair of clippers, scissors, so these are great for traveling. And on this side you have a tape measure, and you have some safety clips. These are the large safety clips. Comes with a couple of those. So I really like this. And then you also have more room for more hooks in here if you need to. So this is really nice case. And I love the design on it as well. I'll put this back in here. So on the outside, you have plenty of room on the inside. This makes a great travel case, or to keep all of your hooks in one place, you don't lose them. And then on the outside you have the adorable cats. So for this crochet project, again, I'm using the 8mm. This is a Tunisian crochet project, as well as a tapestry needle or darning needle, and a pair of scissors. You can use whatever style of yarn that you want for whatever project that you're choosing to do. On video tutorial, I'm just using this, I love this cotton yarn. The color is Cotton Candy. It's a really pretty variegated color. If you like the yarn that I used for my infinity scarf, I used a Caron cake, just one Caron cake, and this is how much I have left over when I was finished. But I started with a starting chain of 40 for this infinity scarf, and then the measurement of the infinity scarf, I stopped at 32.5 inches. So the height of it was 32.5 inches before I stopped, and this is how much I have left before I start to, I'm going to show you how to, if you make an infinity scarf, I'm going to show you how to connect the two ends. I'm also going to show you how to finish off so that you don't have the large gaps on your last row. So I'm going to show you how to get started with the Tunisian knit stitch using my I Love This Cotton yarn, variegated yarn. And this color again is Cotton Candy. If you liked my infinity scarf, I didn't use an 8mm Tunisian hook for the infinity scarf. I used my 5.75mm Tunisian hook for the infinity scarf. You can see the gorgeous stitch created with the infinity scarf. It looks like upside down V's, little V's. And then with the larger hook that I'm going to show you with the larger Tunisian hook, you can see the difference between the two stitches. So it's significantly larger, which is why I chose the larger hook with the cotton yarn, so you can see the stitches a little easier. So now go ahead and grab whatever yarn that you're using, and we're going to be starting with the starting chain. I found this picture to be very helpful for seeing the stitches. So you can see the front vertical bar, the back vertical bar, and then you have the top horizontal bar of the chain, and then you have the bottom horizontal bar of the chain. For the Tunisian knit stitch, we're going to be working between the front and the back vertical bar. So right between. So go ahead and grab whatever yarn choice that you're going to be using. And I'm using my 100% cotton because I'm making a towel. So instead of using a real towel for my kitchen towel, which I love the kitchen towels, so I have real towels that I usually use. This one, if you like this one, this is by Spring Shop. Spring Tableware, the Spring Shop. But I just love the designs. I think I got this from Hobby Lobby. But instead of just making the top, the crochet top like I usually do, I'm going to be making the towel portion. So I'm going to show you how to make the towel portion by using the knit stitch, Tunisian knit stitch. You can use this stitch for other things too, like just a hand towel would work. This is what it would look like on the front, and then this is what it looks like on the back. So I like the back part of the design as well. Like I said, there's all kinds of things that you can make with this fun stitch, the Tunisian knit stitch. So you can either make a towel out of it, a hand towel, a kitchen towel, or you can make a scarf or an infinity scarf. Like I'm going to show you the infinity scarf after I show you how to make the towel. I'm going to be showing you how to make the infinity scarf. So to get started, we're going to start with the starting chain. So you take your yarn, you're going to fold it over on itself to form a loop. Take your crochet hook, go right through the loop, hold the base of the loop with your middle finger and your thumb. Then you're just going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through the loop for your slip knot. Go ahead and cinch that knot down and then cinch the loop around your crochet hook. In this case it's my 8mm Tunisian crochet hook. Then you're going to make a chain for the size that you want, whatever starting chain that you want. If you're making the infinity scarf like mine, I started with a chain of 40. But for this hand towel, I'm going to start with a chain of 25. So you just yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through the loop for your first chain. Second, I'm just going to show you 4 on video tutorial. Third. Fourth. So go ahead, finish your chain of 25 and then come back. So now I have a starting chain of 25, and then I'm going to go into the second chain from the hook. So you're going to count back 1, 2, and go into that second chain from the hook. You're going to bring up a loop, and then you're just going to go into the next chain and bring up a loop, and you're just going to bring up a loop all the way across, and when you finish bringing up your last loop, you should have 25 loops on your hook. So you just go into the next chain, bring up a loop, and you keep repeating this all the way back across, and then come back. So now I have all 25 loops on my hook. Now you can count your loops on the hook right now, or you can count on the way back. So I'm going to show you how to count on the way back. So you're always going to start the same way. So you're always going to start with going through one loop only. So you yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through one loop only. You always start this way. And then for the rest of them you go through 2 loops. So you just yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through 2. And you're going to go through 2 all the way back. So that first one counted as 1. This counts as 2, 3, 4, 5. So go ahead, finish counting all the way back, and when you finish you should have 25. So you can either count with the loops before you start going back or count as you return. And I like to count on the return way back to where I started. And so when you went over to here, you only finished half a row, and now you can see how we're completing the first row going back. So now this is how my work looks, and now you're ready for the Tunisian knit stitch. So I'm going to be showing you the Tunisian knit stitch, but I want to show you the stitch before we do it. So I have my loop around the crochet hook, and I'm going to make my first Tunisian knit stitch. So here you can see how we have the back vertical post and then you have the front vertical post. So you're going to go in between the front and the back vertical post with your hook. So you go right in between towards the back, and then you bring up a loop, and then keep the loop on your hook, and you're going to keep going across and going in between the front vertical and the back vertical post, and bringing up a loop. So you can see with this larger hook and this cotton yarn, you can really see the front vertical post and the back vertical post easily, and you just go between the 2 posts towards the back, bring up a loop, and you just keep repeating that all the way across. So here you can see the back vertical post and then the front, and you're going to go in between towards the back and then just bring up a loop, and you just keep repeating that all the way across for your Tunisian knit stitch. It's real easy. So go ahead, finish going in between the front vertical post and the back vertical post and bringing up a loop, and then come back. So now you can see how I have all of my loops on the hook except for my last one. Now in the last stitch you want to go underneath both loops, the one on the end and then that front vertical post. So I'll do that again. So you can see that there's the back vertical post. Whoop, let me get into view. So here, let me just try to show you here. So you have the back vertical post right here, and then you have the front vertical post. You can go right between the back vertical post and the front vertical post and grab both those loops on the end. So I'm going to go between the front vertical post and the back vertical post and grab both loops on the end. Then yarn over and then bring up a loop. Then I finished half of row 2. I have all of my loops on the hook, and you can count them all now if you want to, but I always like to count on the way back. So now you always start with going through 1 loop to start. So only 1 loop to start. Then you can yarn over and go through 2 at a time, back across. So that first counts as 1. There's 2, 3, and when you reach the beginning, you'll finish row 2, and you should have 25 stitch count. And it's that simple. So go ahead and come back when you finish row 2, and then I'll start row 3 with you. So now I just finished row 2, and you can see the stitches really easily with this cotton yarn. So I'm just going to show you. Let me just pull this out. So now you can see that this was the first stitch, the loop that's on your hook. Then here you have the back post, back vertical post, and the front vertical post. So you go between those two stitches. Between. So you just go right between to start the third row, and then bring up a loop, and you just go between the back and the front vertical post, just bringing up a loop. It's real simple and quick. And that's all there is to the Tunisian knit stitch. So this is what mine looks like after I finished the height that I wanted for mine. So you just keep crocheting until you get the height that you want. And the bottom will curl slightly at the bottom. You can always iron that down when you're finished to help block it. Blocking means that you iron it down or you use those pegs to keep it down. So for mine, I'm just going to iron it to block it. Then, if you want to finish off, for the last row, what you can do, let me get a little bit closer, is you go in between, just like you did before, and you take and go between the front and the back vertical post, bring up a loop, and then go through the loop on the hook. And you're going to repeat that all the way across. So in between for the knit stitch, but then you go through the loop on your hook too. And you keep repeating this all the way across. And this will finish off the last row. So you're making your knit stitch between the front and the vertical post and then going through the post on the hook. And you can see how it will finish the last row. So there's no gaps. So again, you're going just like you did for the knit stitch, go between the vertical, front vertical and the back vertical post, bring up a loop, and then go through the loop on the hook for a slip stitch. And keep repeating that all the way across. So now when you reach the end, you should have only one loop on the hook, then you just finish off, just yarn over and just pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. And now it's ready for your crochet kitchen towel topper. So you'll see the link below if you want to do the Life's a Hoot kitchen towel topper for your towel, or you can just use it as a hand towel. And like I said, just take an iron. If you want to keep the curl down, just iron it slightly. And this is your gorgeous kitchen towel or hand towel. Let me show a close-up of the beautiful V's. And then on the back, this is the design that it has on the back. And this is the design that it has on the front, the Tunisian knit stitch, which I really love. So back to my infinity scarf, I finished my last row, and again I used my 5.75 millimeter Tunisian crochet hook, and the measurements, it's approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 inches in width, and the height was 32.5 inches. Here's a close-up of the beautiful stitch, and then on the back, this is what it looks like. So now you want to fold the two ends that are curling, and we're going to fold them together so that the right sides are together. And you can notice that I didn't finish off after I finished my last row, the slip stitch row. And then I'm just going to take and Tunisian crochet the two ends together. And again, I have the right sides together. You don't want to make your Tunisian crochet stitch with the right sides together because I want to create a seam here, and I want the seam to be on the wrong side. So now I'm just going to grab a stitch, the next stitch over, both loops, and then grab the opposite side stitch, both loops, and then bring up a loop. And you're just going to repeat this all the way across. Go under the top 2 stitches, and then grab 2 stitches on the opposite side and bring up a loop. And you're just going to repeat that all the way across and then come back. I placed a safety pin on the ends to help hold it together as I'm pulling up my loops, because I want the ends to match. So that's an option that you can do to keep the ends so that they'll be even when you reach the end. Then when I have the last loop drawn up, here's the back side, then you're ready to go back across just like you do for any other row. You yarn over and go through 1 loop, and then yarn over and go through 2 all the way back across. Then when you reach the end, you can go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and just pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. Then you can take your tapestry needle, put it onto the loose yarn end, and then just bury it through your work on the wrong side. And then take and trim the loose yarn end, and go ahead and bury any of your loose yarn ends that you have remaining. I finished my infinity scarf. This is how much yarn I had left from the Karen cake. This is what it looks like on the wrong side, and then when you flip it towards the right side, you have a seam here, and then you have your gorgeous infinity scarf.